How did fight took came back with another one? So they had a good fight over the weekend. Obviously it's the morning after. You know, everyone's talking about Fabio the stoppage and not really talking about what Fabio Wardley did in there, to be honest with you. Now, I want to talk about that just for a second. Now, the guy's had no amateur experience. He's had 4 white collar fights, and that was his 21st professional fight. Now, for someone of that caliber to give a former world champion a competitive fight, Joseph Parker was having it his own way. Yes, he was up on the cards and he was outboxing him, but he found his will to win and overpower Parker. That's what I find, you know, amazing sort of thing. You know, I think that's the good thing about Fabio Wardley. So I think people are taking too much away from Fabio Wardley. In terms of the stoppage, I'll talk about that a bit later on. But in terms of breaking down the fight, it was a good fight. It was tough for a lot of the rounds. Don't get me wrong, Parker was hitting a lot cleaner and more polished, and it's kind of obvious. It's going to be that way because of the disparity between amateur and especially unlicensed white collar boxing. But it's just the narrative, the story that it creates, that someone who's come from having 4 white collar fights is now going to fight for undisputed. Now, we don't obviously used to say, yeah, I fight this person. I think I'm used to man his word, so I guarantee he will fight the winner. But it's just a shock to the fact that this guy has come from 4 white collar fights, has 21 professional fights, now he's fighting for all the marbles. So even if he predicted to lose, everyone thinks he's going to lose and he's going to lose badly, which is most likely possibly true. But for him, just for the narrative and the storyline, I want him to win. I know as a boxing fan, I don't want the purists and the guys who's in the hard way and everything come through the Olympics, World Championships and things like that. But just as a story goes, as a narrative goes, as someone that's come from nothing to this, listen, man, it's a great story. So if he can drag Usyk into a dogfight and come off the better, more power to him. If he can stop Usyk, I don't think he will. You know, there's people that are more skilled than him, but at the end of the day, man, he's still got a puncher's chance. That's what I give him in the Usyk fight in the future. But that's neither here or there. That's what I'm talking about. You know, I'm digressing a little bit, but the focus on is him and Parker. And him and Parker was a really good fight. I think Parker had it. I say he says this wasn't hurt by Parker, but I think he did buzz him. Parker did buzz him. There's obvious signs that it was buzz, but it's power of recovery. That is just something you can't teach. The things that you can't teach that a fighter needs to have, he has it. The will, the chin, like, and the feeling for just enjoying the fight and being dangerous when you're hurt. Like, he's more dangerous when you hurt him. That's the one thing you can't take away from him. But even if, you know, we take the stoppage into account, you know, it still wasn't. Don't get me wrong, he had Parker up on the cards, but if Fabio won that round and then won the 12th, you might think it could go the other way. If Wardley wins, because he's only up by 2 rounds by everyone's scorecard, so up by 2 rounds, if he wins the 11th, even if he gets a knockdown in the 11th and wins the 12th, because when, like, the way Fabio was going on, like, he sustained that attack, but he's well fit because he did that throughout the fight where he had big lung attacks. Like his fitness and conditioning is up there, man. Like he puts the work in, and you can see it. The fact they can carry the power into the later rounds, and still hurt someone in the later rounds shows the effort he's putting in. He's took boxing seriously, gave himself to the sport. He's become a family man. You know, like he's very humble. He's still, you know, he pays homage to Dillian White because Dillian White says that Dillian White changed his life, and to be fair, he did, didn't he? He brought him out of small shores of nowhere, ahead of Fabio Wardley until Dillian brought him through, and look what he's done. He's gave us some excellent, exciting nights of boxing. So long may that continue. That, like, you know, it's exciting to watch someone on this trip because it looks going to run out soon. How long can it last? It's learning on the job. I think it's like the thing about many people, many professionals that, you know, the turn from amateur to professional, but he literally learned on the job. Literally, like he's not had no amateur bouts, no amateur style training, no amateur style scoring, just straight into, because, you know, white collar boxing is not more technical, but it's closer to the program than it is to the amateur system. So that's why it kind of prepares you kind of for it. So in a way, I'm not saying it does, but I'm saying like in a small way it does, in terms of scoring. So I said these guys are anywhere near to professionals or whatever, but the fact of the matter is now white collar boxers, now anyone does try and turn off on white collar boxing, we're gonna have to take them quite serious because of you know, we've seen what Fabio can do. Yeah, there's rules and there's exceptions to the rules, and maybe Fabio's the exception to the rule because of his acumen of just having an iron will. Like his will and heart cannot be broken. You have to take him out. So I think Usyk have to knock him out cold if they do fight. But I have to say that, yeah, this fight between, going back to the fight with Joseph Parker, I think Joseph Parker let himself down as well. He let Fabio into the fight in stretches. He didn't need to. I think that was ego taking over. He didn't really need to get into a shootout or a dogfight with Fabio. Just stay outbox him and leave it at that. And when obviously you have a referee like Howard Foster, everyone's saying so it's not a robbery. End of the day, like, if you're not firing, the round before that, round 10, you've seen Fabio take all Parker had to give, and then just went, come on then, let's go, and then hurt him in that round. So then it's hurt from the last round. He got mental recovery, yes, and hurt him again. And I think it was like at the point of like, yeah, he didn't really land flush, but there was like a barrel, there was a 30-second period where Parker didn't throw nothing back. I think I come up to like 40 seconds. That's when he kind of pushed him, and then Fabio got him again, that's rope, and then hit him, and then that's how Foster stepped in. But he stepped in because for previous to that, for 35 seconds, there were no punches thrown from Parker. Just rolling around, and blocking a few. Don't get me wrong, nothing would land in like flush or hard or whatever, but still, it was still about just punches that you weren't. What you should have done, so you should have tried to hold him, or if you can't do that, take a knee. Yeah, you know, you might lose that round, but if you come out and win the 12th round, it will cement your victory, and it will be like if you win the 10th, that will cement your victory. But you allowed Fabio to get into the fight, and also, you know, the referee kind of let Parker off in round 2 as well. So we're going back to that as well. So, you know, it was a mixing part. I think it was a good performance by both men. I think Parker let himself down by letting Fabio into the fight. Didn't need to let Fabio into the fight at all, but that's neither here or there. You know, what's happened has happened now, and that's it. You know, what happens has happened. So I think Parker can't regroup after this. He still can operate. He's still young enough and still got enough left in him to challenge something anyway. So it's not that for Barker. It's just like it'd be a difficult clawback, but he's bounced back before. It bounced back again. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna change too much of where he was going. Yeah, for now, maybe talking in the new year of maybe later on in the year, later on the next year. Sorry, talk about maybe title contentions, but he's fight someone else of some rankings and getting some fights. I think he doesn't have to have like a warm-up fight or build confidence because nothing. He was winning the fight. He made a mistake. It's not going to change anything. He's not going to change anything too much on his how he views himself. I don't think. I think he made a little mistake. That can be fixed anytime. When you look back at it, you think about let's sort it out because in the day he had the right man to coach him and give him the right game plan, but he just wasn't following it. So for me, the whole stoppage is not really a big point for me. It was stopped a bit too soon, yes, but when you're doing certain things and you're not throwing nothing back, even though you're coherent, you're not throwing nothing back, the referee's going to think, oh, you're hurt, and you can't throw nothing back. Not that you're tired, or he's just going to think, oh, you don't want to throw nothing back. So you got to give him something to work with, and he didn't give him nothing to work with. So that's what I think about a stoppage. Fabio Wardley, it's a man I predicted Parker to win on points, which was kind of going that way before the stoppage, but end of the day, for the story and for the back him for the bit, my heart won, not my head. So my heart 1-0 up, head 0. So yeah, that's how I've surmised the fight. Let me know what you think in the comment section, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and the good stuff, guys. I'm out.